feels wrong to say anything at the moment. You know, ZZ Top's playing. But Sunday, and rather than just sitting here and filming myself eating banana again, I want to talk about pain. Hold on. That's better. Cold. It's fucking cold today. So, this time next week I was supposed to be in Nepal, which has obviously gone tits up. Good reason. But I was supposed to be in Nepal to run this retreat that I do every year. And the point, I don't know, point of the retreat is to charge a lot of money, you know, charge a lot of people a lot of money to hurt them, really. But I suppose it's that principle of that which don't kill you. Was it that which don't kill you hurts you? That which hurts you don't kill you? That which doesn't kill you isn't gonna kill you. Whatever. So what I do is I take all these people to Nepal, and then we drive them up into the hills, and then we get them out of the bus when we don't need to, and we make them walk for 2 hours, right down these really quite treacherous slopes through paddy fields, and I mean it's really beautiful. It's not a horrible experience at all, but it's hot, it's sunny, it's sweaty, sometimes it pisses with rain. They're knackered by the time we get there. We get to the top of this hill. There's fuck all there apart from a big heap of bamboo poles and some plastic tarpaulins. And then we make them make like this big yurt thing from nothing, which they've got to live in for the next 10 days. And you can get incredible storms up there. So it's not exactly safe. There's no toilets. Just have to have, you know, we dig holes in the ground with little tents around them. There's nothing there. We build a little village, build a kitchen, we cook them really boring food because they're not allowed salt, garlic, seasoning, spices, sugar, caffeine, nothing nice. So it's like we give them really boring food. And they're not allowed tents. So we make them sleep, you know, they sleep in the shelter that we've built. And then just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, and this is in a place in Nepal called Nagakot. When I first went there, I'm not very keen on snakes. I remember saying to the guy up there, you know, what's the snake situation in Nagakot? I'm not very keen on snakes. A bit frightened if I'm sleeping outdoors. One of them, you know, creeping in my sleeping bag in the middle of the night because I've got a tent. And he went, no snakes in Nagakot. And I was like, okay, cool, because you know I don't like snakes too much. And you know, what does Nagakot mean? And he went, Snake Town. So anyway, so we're living up on this hill in Snake Town, and they got nothing, shit food, no toilets, no showers. They're not even allowed. It's not that there just aren't any showers. They're banned. They're banned from washing, right? No deodorants, no washing. There isn't enough water. We have to drag everything up there. You have to wash your hands. That's it. And then just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, for the next 3 nights, we get them all in this kind of plastic, big marquee thing that we've built out of twigs and a bit of string and what have you. And we give them all one of the strongest psychedelics known to man, which I've done a number of times, called ayahuasca. I mean, it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers strong stuff. It takes you on these mad. Well, for me, you know, it's not that bad. It just makes me puke and shit myself for 5 hours. Some people, it's really bad. But it takes you on these long visionary journeys, and you go to very, very, very deep, sometimes very dark, sometimes very beautiful, sometimes very, very blissful places. And it generally just batters the shit out of most people. So we do that for most of the night. Then the next day, people kind of stumble around, looking a bit baffled. A lot of them come up to me going, especially the French. The French get really nervous because the French are more philosophical than us, I think. We get a lot of French people coming, they come up to me and they go, "Oh, mon Dieu, I think I've fucked my brain forever." And I'm going, well, I hope so. That's what you paid for, right? Nothing will ever be the same, but it's good. It's good because we need to unfuck ourselves a bit from a lot of the programming. So then we do it again. Same thing happens. In fact, we often up the dosage a bit on the second night. People start to go really batshit crazy. Third day, loads of French people wandering around going, "Oh mon Dieu, I think I fucked my head up forever." Yep, probably. Third night, do it again. Really push hard that time. And then it's over. All 3 days of taking this very, very powerful medicine. It's behind them. They can feel very proud. Now that you can think they could chill, right? No, like fuck they can chill. Then we take them out in the woods, middle of nowhere, up in the Himalayas, and we abandon them, right? For 4 days. No food. We go a bit soft on them. We let them have water. If you were going to do this traditionally, you'd have no food, no water, no clothes, even more drugs, and it'd be in the desert where it was baking hot in the daytime and freezing cold at night time. There's certain legalities and insurance, stipulations that means that might be complicated, so I don't do that. But for 4 days, they're left on their own without help, we'll help them if they need it, but no tents. Just sit out there in the woods for once in your fucking life. Stop making an enemy of nature. You go out and you sit there and you just wait and you just look at the mountains. And, depending on which Nepalese person you talk to, you can see Everest. There's about 43 Everests according to all the people I've talked to, because they've got a different idea of which one's which. But you can see Everest somewhere over there. And you just sit there and you wait and you be still. You don't have a phone. And you don't have any books. You don't have anything. You just sit in one spot. You're not allowed to move from the spot, right? It's like a 10-foot area. You sit down and you stop. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is because these people all paid money, and next week we're going to fly to do this, and we're going to choose to do it. You lot didn't choose it, and it's all happening to about 7.5 billion fucking people right now. It's easier when you plan it. The people who were coming with me, they all decided last year, so they put it in their diaries, and they were like, "Oh fuck, it's a bit like running a marathon, I know that next April I'm going to be going and taking this horrible thing that makes me puke and shit myself. No any toilets or showers or anything, and then I'm going to go and sit in the woods, and I'm not going to have any food for 4 days, and I'm going to be all on my own, but I think I can do it. If I gear myself up, I can probably do it. I can dig deep in myself." Right, so they had a bit of prep time. You had 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on how much you paid attention to the newspaper, and you weren't like me and went, "Oh, this is all just media bollocks," and then went, "Hold on a minute, this is real." It's just happened, right? So suddenly we're all on our own, being very still. All right, we've got a bit more entertainment. You can still use your phone and your laptop, but you're not allowed to on my retreat. You can still eat some food if there's any left in the shops. It's some similarities with the toilet situation, whatever. But the point is, the reason I do this is not just because I'm a sadist. The reason I do this is because we live, for the first time ever, I think I've said this before, the last 75 years, safest, most comfortable, most affluent time in our species' history, which is wonderful. But with every wonderful thing that ever happens, there's always a consequence, right? The consequence is we don't really know how to struggle in the West. We don't really know how to manage pain. We don't really know how to manage difficulty. I mean, we're quite good at it when it hits us. You know, you go, fuck, I didn't know I had all those reserves in us. But the reason I run these retreats is not to punish people or hurt people or deprive people or fuck people up. It's a rite of passage. It's a place where people who feel there's something missing, because none of us have really had a rite of passage that took us into adulthood, so they come searching for it. It's like, I want to test myself, or I want to mark an end of one chapter of my life and move into the next chapter of my life. And if I do this ritual where it's a birth, death, birth ritual, rebirth ritual, and I'm going to come out and I can set some intentions for how I'm going to live better. You lot all just got lumbered with a vision quest, which is what, traditionally Native American. I mean, I've nicked it a bit, but to be honest, all spiritual practices throughout the years have had periods of fasting, periods of solitude. People, times when you remove yourself from public life and you withdraw and you go inside. So here you are, you got it, like it or not. It's going to last probably a lot longer than 4 days. You got some food, hopefully. You got water, you got warmth, you got safety. But you're not very good at dealing, on the whole, as a culture. I'm not pointing at you specifically, but as a culture, you're not very good. We're not very good at dealing with adversity. And this, here it is. First time really in about 100 years. 75 years. That we're balls deep into this thing, and you might as well go, okay, let's step up, let's turn this into a challenge, let's see what resources I can find in myself, let's see how I can look after myself to my best, let's see how I can look after my neighbours, or my family, or my people around, or my sanity, because I'm not sure how well mine's going to be doing by June. But the thing with when you come and do one of my retreats, one of the most important messages I give people is when you're sitting there for 4 days with nothing to do, and you're already a bit battered from the ayahuasca we've given you. Most people get to this threshold where you go, fucking hell, I'm bored. I mean, what is wrong with me? Why am I not in Benidorm? Why didn't I just go to Mallorca on holiday? Why did I pay all this money to come sit here, not have any food, sit on my own? View's nice, but I'm really getting bored out of my mind. I want to go and see what's down there around that rock, because that looks much more interesting than this spot that I picked. In fact, I think I picked a really shit spot, because that spot down there looks more interesting. Don't move. That's the point. That's the boredom threshold, right? Where if you stay still, if you go rushing off, it's like getting on your iPhone. It's like playing Angry Fucking Birds, right? Or switching or seeing what's on Netflix next. Stop looking for entertainment. Stop looking for stimulus. Come back to yourself. You got everything you need in there to entertain yourself. There's an awful lot going on. Stop looking outwards. So the next few months, you're going to get really bored sometimes, right? It's probably going to happen. Those are the moments to slow down a bit and just sit and go, well, what does boredom actually mean? I mean, I don't even know what it means. I think boredom just means it's like a hunger. If I'm hungry, I want a banana. About all I eat. Excuse me. If I'm bored, I'm hungry for entertainment. Right? I'm hungry for stimulus. I'm hungry to take me away from a part of myself. And maybe that's relevant. I don't know. But generally, if yourself is trying to get your attention and you go, yeah, whatever, mate, I'm going to go and play over here, you're going to miss on something really important. So when I get people to go and sit on a hill and be by themselves, they usually come back going, fucking hell, I found out who I was. Then you got to find out that's an illusion and all that other kind of stuff, which is another 40 years of spiritual practice. But here we are, right now, right? Stuck on our own. Well, I'm on my own. We're by ourselves. We're with ourselves. You might as well get to know them. They might not be all bad.